Pokemon Champions has officially been released to the world, and honestly, that is fantastic in many different ways. But really, when you look at it, is it the perfect future for Pokemon? Because recently, we've been talking a lot about the future of Pokemon and how it's improving. But this, did it just improve? Or slowly go back down? So what's going on, everyone? How's your day going? Let's get straight into the video. Now, honestly, I think that Pokemon Champions is a really fun game. It pretty much delivers on the promise of being your one and only battle simulator game. And that's pretty fantastic because you can really take a battle anywhere you want. Quite literally, if you wanted to, you can have a battle on your Nintendo Switch 2, your Nintendo Switch. Maybe you're in the plane and you're playing Pokemon Champions on the phone. That's completely okay. You can pretty much take that anywhere you want, and it's fantastic. And the best part is, it's not filled with sweats quite yet. So I think that this is great. And if you want to, you can buy into the micro paid transactions. So you can get your extra starter pack that gives you a fixed 50 extra slots, which I guess is pretty cool. You can also get a battle pass that gives you a whole bunch of items and VP. Or you can get a premium membership that you can pay $70 a year for items that you can get elsewhere. And speaking of elsewhere, there's Pokemon Home, which they just gave you that for free, which is fantastic. If you played any other Pokemon game, you can easily just take your Pokemon from that game, put it to Pokemon Home, and then bring it over to Champions. This is honestly the greatest thing. They could have easily waited a couple months and then released it. But nope, they give you that straight off the bat. And if you've never played a battle or you just don't compete in a competitive sense, it pretty much allows you to actually try that out. You're not really losing anything if you try it out. You're not really gaining anything if you don't try it out. So hey, try it out. And honestly, it's really, really cool. And I think where this game really shines is to actually just being able to take my Pokemon that I've played through Scarlet and Violet or Let's Go Pikachu and just try it out. Because honestly, I am not the biggest fan of battling. I never was the biggest fan of battling. When it came to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I quite literally skipped over every single trainer that wasn't for the main story, for the main quest. I just kept skipping them over, went and caught even more Pokemon, more shinies, and everything associated to that. But then when it came time, I honestly did enjoy the battle system in Scarlet and Violet. And this game did deliver in that, and it made it feel like a fun adventure. Because honestly, I took a Pokemon from Pokemon Home and slipped it into there. Now, during the actual tutorial or sort of tutorial inside this game, it kind of feels like Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness or even Pokemon Colosseum. It pretty much is something like that if you've played any of the other games. Even if you haven't, it's honestly pretty cool. A fun experience that really gives you the basics on the tutorial itself. But then you can go and recruit your Pokemon. Now this gives you a lineup. You can pick a Charizard, you can pick a Lucario, you can pick whatever the case may be inside of that lineup, which is really cool. And you pretty much have like your recruited Pokemon, and that one that you pick is essentially your starter that you will keep forever. For me, I just went ahead and picked the Pikachu because, hey, Pikachu is really cool. But overall, I decided to go in Pokemon Home and take the Pokemon that I thought would do really great. I had myself a shiny Charizard, a shiny Lucario, and also a shiny Gyarados. And let's just say that they did pretty well. I won a couple battles with this Mix Mash team, which honestly worked great. And I honestly really like the game for that. If you want to, you can use the same save file from your Nintendo Switch 2 to your mobile device. If you're just sitting down on a picnic table at a park for like lunch or something, well, there you go. You can use your phone, have a couple battles. That works out really great. But then when you really come to it, this game was in development for, let's just say, 2 years or so. Does it really live up to all that hype? This is going to be the next battle game for like the VGC competitive play. So is it really going to be there? Because in the trailers, it was announced that, hey, we're going to be seeing Dynamax. We're going to be seeing terrestrialization and all those things. When is that going to be coming? Because my theories on that is, in fact, every 30 days, something new is going to be happening. So, for example, Mega Evolution is allowed right now. But then the next 30 days is going to be terrestrialization that you could put on your Pokemon. The next 30 days after that, it's going to be something like Dynamax. So it's going to keep switching out. That does make the most sense to me. But overall, that is really cool. But now, looking at this game, is this really what we want the future of Pokemon to be? Because sometimes, when you look at it, the menus are a little bit janky. It's kind of weird to navigate. For this being a battle game that was in development for 2 years, think about it. Pokemon didn't have to do every single thing. They didn't have to do anything outside of just making the game the game. Maybe it's because I have OCD or something, but when I look at the thing, I can see quite literally, it's clear as day, that you can see the ragged edges, or you can see something that the television is moving, like an old 90s TV with the gray screen and all the little things, those snowflakes kind of thing. Like, honestly, that's what it looks like, and it looks not the greatest. For this being in development for 2 years, let's just say it's 2 years, it could be a year or so, we could say a year. But let's just say 1 year. It's been in development for that long. And they didn't have to do anything. They didn't have to do anything for the open world, which would slow down the development. Why does it have pixely edges? Maybe it's because you're playing on the Switch 2 on a 4K television that would obviously make the things like bigger. But still, to this point, there definitely should have been some more like better visuals. Like at first, when I was playing on the handheld screen of the Nintendo Switch 2, I was like, huh, this game actually looks not bad. But then when I put it in the big screen, I was like, wait a minute. I can see dot after a little bit of dot here. Oh, wait, there's a big dot. Oh my goodness, it's like a television. So honestly, that is where it drags down some of the goodness for me. But I think that the game overall is kind of good. But then when you look at it, is this exactly what's going to be happening for Pokemon games now on? Is it just because it's still playing on a mobile device and it's not completely optimal? Or is it because this is just the Nintendo Switch 1 version and it's also not optimized for the Nintendo Switch 2? That's definitely all great questions. Is this exactly what's going to be happening with Pokemon Winds and Waves? Well, I don't necessarily think that Winds and Waves is going to have this janky little mess that's going on, because right now it's actually looking really good. But overall, those complaints out of the way, I honestly think that Pokemon Champions is a really fun game. It really highlights on the fact that, hey, this is just a free game that you should be able to just have fun with, which it honestly highlights that exactly. There's no sweats, you can just take your Pokemon from Pokemon Home and call it a day. You can just have a lot of fun, and that's pretty much what this game is all about. So take those complaints that I had and chuck them out the window and say, you know what? Either I agree, I don't agree, I'm just gonna go and have fun, so I hope you have fun. So yeah, consider to have fun. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Consider hit the like button, maybe subscribing if you're new. We do a bunch of different Nintendo content on the channel. Anyways, see you in the next one.